straight from the horse's mouth. Our Neil Young News Report.
Smell the horse on this one.
With this week's update from thrasherswheat.org, here's Thrasher.
Hey, Thrasher here with this week's Neil Young news, and not too much fresh wheat this week, but as always, much to talk about, so getting right to it. Most of the coverage this week in the Neil Young world centered around Neil Young's appearance on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon on Monday. Much anticipation on that. By now, folks have seen the broadcast, the YouTubes, and had lots of discussion and chatter about that. Jack White there with his voice box, recording box in the studio there on The Tonight Show, and Neil Young in the booth doing a recording of the Willie Nelson song Crazy and pressing it to vinyl right there on live television. So by all measures, seemed to be a pretty big success. Lots of coverage of the event, and at least technically it seemed to work as advertised. There was also a web exclusive Neil Young on piano doing the song Since I Met You Baby, so you can look that one up. We've got that on Thrashers Wheat if you want to check that out if you missed it. So otherwise, coming up, we've got the vinyl box set being released, as well as the CD release. So otherwise, still much discussion about the album A Letter Home itself, and much of the commentary centers around this being a covers album, although Neil Young has been quick to say that he resents it being labeled as a covers album. He sees this as a very personal album of great songwriters' songs, and if anything, just sort of boil down a little bit of the debate on all of this. Neil Young seems to be saying that it's really all about the songs and the feeling and the emotion, and that everything else that is put around these recordings in terms of technology or different enhancements is all really secondary. And that seems to be what's going on here in terms of this journey through the past, where Neil Young has gone so far back to this retro recording of old style vinyl, lo-fi, low-tech approach, where he seems to be saying, that doesn't matter. It is all about the song, and that's the real takeaway here that it seems like a lot of folks are missing, although as with most things with Neil Young, it is rather easy to miss, it seems. We did post a review by Doug Hesselgrave over at the blog Restless and Real, where he called the recording it's so archaic that it's cutting edge. And we ourselves at one point said that old is the new black, and that really I think is where we come down on this, and is the essence of what's going on here in terms of trying to get back to the roots, and getting so far back to the roots that it seems to be almost beyond folks' comprehension. But be that as it may, it's nothing new in Neil Young world to be somewhere where the audience isn't, but that's just all part of the fun. Otherwise, sort of moving to wrapping up here, a little bit of news this week in an interview with Rolling Stone, where Neil Young commented on the Archives project, where he said that Archives Volume Number 2 is going to be finished up sometime this year. No word really on release date, but the Archives project seems to be moving along with his many side projects, such as Pono or Lake Volt or films or who knows what else. And I guess the other news was that apparently Neil has been writing a lot, and he's in a creatively prolific mode, which is quite exciting. Otherwise, all eyes turn towards Europe this summer with the tour with Crazy Horse going to be kicking off in Iceland here in a few weeks. So quite exciting, and we'll keep everyone posted on that. Otherwise, we'll send it back over to the studio, back to Tony and Eric at WBKM up in Burlington, Vermont. Keep on rocking in the free world.